Isn't that the greatest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Oh, man. So, hello. Today, we're looking at an Aleratec auto publisher LS.
No. I can't eat anymore. Don't make me eat another CD. It's the end of line.
So, this is a CD changer duplicator robot from 2007. And we're going to make it work with my disk ripping software. Now, let's go over the complications with this. So, thankfully, I got it with the original driver disk.
They have given 33 gift subs in the channel. End of line.
Portizo, thank you for the gifted sub there. Thankfully, it came with this because there is literally nothing documented about this machine anywhere on the internet. It is impossible to find anything. So, it was really good that it came with that because we're going to have to snoop this thing to figure out how it works.
They've subscribed for 40 months.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits too, by the way.
End of line.
Yes, the CD's rips will flow faster. Thank you for the tier 1 sub there, Lazy. And for 40 months, that's right, I gotta count them out. 40, that's this many. 40 months, thank you. And Portizo, oh wait, that was, yeah, anyway. Yeah, so, this button. So this is, it's weird, okay? So, this is the driver software here, all right? You set up the machine, you know, Aleratec, whatever, but it comes with a single DLL file that is only for this model with the driver software. So it's some kind of like OEM'd special version of this software. So it's a little weird to use. So Yeah. Anyway, it works as a USB serial device. So the commands are just serial, but they're completely different from like the Robo Racer LS over there. Because I mean, look at how much more stuff it's got to deal with here. Like actually, let me bring up that the robot interface again here. So one of the things that I had to do before stream, you're observing the action, all right. So right before stream, I had to set the calibration of the arm using the software here. So what this is, you point it at the CDs, and I actually got it slightly wrong, all right, and you move it right or left, all right, and then it keeps this value stored somewhere. I don't know where.
End of line.
Ben and 11 Raiders, hello and welcome. Diego, yes, this is an extremely different one. So this calibration stuff that you see here, yeah, this is like extra complicated. So not 100% sure how we'll handle that. So yeah. So that makes this a little extra interesting. But I do have an idea of how we're going to handle the thing overall. This calibration might actually be the keys to the city. So what we need to do, what was this our market originally sold for? It's for disk duplication. So these are actually writer drives meant to, well, the whole software is actually recorder, Dropix recorder. You're meant to like feed it an ISO and then it just spits out disks all the time. Tech, not a phone guy tangents. I mean, I'm not. The phone's disconnected right now. Yeah, so you're meant to give it like a thing there. Now it says media image, create perfect image from an existing disk. I don't know exactly how that works, but I don't really want to have to run XP to be able to like use the thing. So we're going to reverse engineer the serial commands. There's another thing here too. I don't really want to open the robotics thing again, but we really don't want to use this software because I think it looks for some kind of ID on the drives and will only use these drives. So once we can just directly control the stepper, we're free of those drives. So not that it matters. They seem like they're good drives, but you know, it'd be nice to be able to put like Blu-ray drives or the Plex Store drives in there so we know exactly what they can do as far as ripping. This is SATA. No, it's IDE, but it won't matter if I'm putting my own drives in there. So anyway, here's how we're going to figure out the command set here. Serial commands will be just as interesting as the machine. Probably, but it's going to be the deaf leading the blind here. So we'll see how this goes. Now, step one in reverse engineering this thing is going to require a different approach for how we use this. So I think we'll go ahead and just, yeah, we'll get this out of here. We don't need this. Okay.
For a goose CHER 100, the deaf leading the blind.
That'll help. Okay.
I will take my glasses off. End of line.
So, Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. So now let's say we have this.
CHER 100 dot sorry Chloe. I couldn't hear you not put your glasses back on.
What happened?
Line.
Everything broke. My perfect plan! Oh, I see what happened. You see nothing. It just all fell apart. All right. So yeah, that was Vert Manager the whole time. That was QEMU or whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wire guard this sucker. We're gonna sniff USB traffic.
Perfect plan. No plan survives contact with the enemy, or in this case, the Go live button. End of line.
Jeepin, the context of that was for server type nonsense, which I don't do. Okay. Get a good handle on serial commands. Can we automate the process of getting a photo of the CD label? That's like the easiest thing. You just put a webcam up here, move the arm out of the way, take the picture before you pull the tray in. Could do, well, I could maybe modify the other one to do that, but it wouldn't be easy. Install 2Com? No. All right. Okay. Let's get all of the I said I don't use VM stuff out of the way right now, because I don't want to hear it for the rest of the stream, okay? I'm sorry, but just like, this is the only way to do this. Let's just get it all out of your systems right now, so I don't have to hear it for the next 2 hours. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing to change about this. The mic, hardwired, it screws in. The antenna may or may not be bad, I don't know. Can't believe you don't manually etch a bitch to your discs, yeah. I'm sure it was scratchy. I don't know. I buy the good mics, the good mics suck. I use the garbage mics, everyone says they're great, they suck. I had an all-digital audio pack and it clipped every time I used it. Okay. Well, every streamer you watch sits in one place. They don't move around like me. Get a good one. The Rode Wireless Go 2 is supposed to be one of the best, so... Alright. Trying to figure out how I want to handle this now. I didn't get this far ahead because it was really complicated to set all this up in time here. So, okay, let me give you the skinny here. First, I'm just going to try and launch WireGuard and see what happens. And by WireGuard, I mean Wireshark. So let's see. Can we do USB here right now? It doesn't look like it. Okay. I am prepared for this. So there's some kind of like thingamajig commands, that's it, that you got to run. It claimed you may not need to do it in Ubuntu, but apparently you do. So I'm just going to go run those commands real quick, like, boop. Okay. So let's do, I called it WireGuard here because Wireshark is never going to enter my mind, apparently. Chmod plus X WireGuard USB. Let's go ahead and run that. Actually, let's just go to sudo su. You guys can't see anything. La 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 la. Okay, and then we'll run it. WireGuard USB. That may not do everything I want, but we'll find out. Wireshark. Okay. And now I have USB Mon stuff. Okay, perfect. So, boom, back to this. Okay. Let me cover this again one more time here. So, on the back of this, you'll see that beige USB cable.
We saw nothing sent.
Yeah.
Secret stuff. End of line.
It is a prolific RS-232. Here, I guess I can just show you this directly now. So virtual machine, redirect USB. So it is a prolific USB serial interface. When you go to run the software here, all right, recorder, robotics, it only finds these drives. So on this machine, I also have an emulated disk drive that I can use to mount ISOs and stuff. It doesn't show that. It also does not ask for a COM port or anything like that. So this software is doing something tricky here. So if we go into this, common files, Dropix, 212, SDK, robots, boom, we get an Aleratec DLL file here, all right? This file, I believe, contains all of the driver information. Now, if you want to go, like, look into this file, I already posted it in the Discord server. It's under, I think, STech or something. So yeah, you can go poke around on that if you want. If anyone else wants to repost that into live, they're fine doing that. I've already stringed that file, and it does contain something that looks like commands, and I'll show you what the commands look like in a moment. But it's not obvious how it works. So, I have no idea, Hellencroft. So keep in mind, on the other one, they had custom vendor IDs, so they might be doing something like that here as well, where it'll only match like some kind of weird, unique vendor ID or something. Okay, so I guess I can do this. I can just pull WireGuard over here. Oh my gosh, it's enormous. Okay, so real quick, like over here too, I might as well. I'm gonna do LS USB. Okay, so here we can see these are on bus 3. This thing has a USB hub built into it right here, and then all of these are connected to it on bus 3. So we want to go look at bus 3 for right now. I don't know what I just did there. So we're going to go here, USB Mon 3. Okay, you do not have permission. Well, that's okay. Sure. One moment. Let me do this. On the other thing, I guess. Kill that. Okay, maybe now I can. Wireshark. Back over here. USB Mon 3. Really? I put myself in the Wireshark group. Let me try without root. Did that just work? Hold on, maybe I don't need, maybe, hold on, let me try one more time. No, not that, stop. Quit without, oh my gosh, hold on. Wireshark. Blah, blah, where's USB 3 now? USB 3. Hey, there we go, okay, that's what I meant to do. All right, so this is Wireshark, I guess, maybe, sure, why not? So that's what we're going to look at. Now, what I'm going to do is just stop this for right now, okay? Now we're going to go back to this thing, all right? We can go to tests, and that thing where I had it pick up a disk, plop it into a drive, pull it out, and put it back is this button here where you click Test Robot, okay? It will run through that routine automatically. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to Wireshark. We're going to look for, well, we're gonna capture that. So let's go ahead and let's see if I do Alt Tab, that will work. Okay, so bring this up, start capture, continue without saving, Alt Tab, Test Robot. All right, back to Wireshark. Okay, we'll start to see some different stuff. Now, I'd like to point out that while that's going, LS USB here, we are going to be looking for device 20 in this destination thing. So we're going to let it finish the process over here where it sends a whole bunch of commands. So it's going to drop that one in the back tray. Boom. And done. So back over to WireGuard. I am stopping capture. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to filter. Actually, let's try, can we sort by destination? We can. Okay, let's do this first. So 20, this is what we want. So here we have some generic data. Over here we'll have the string decoded stuff, and bingo. That right there, I believe, is one of the commands. Now, if you remember, we got the Robo Racer LS working, and that one we already knew what the command set was because someone else had figured out what it was. So I was able to kind of just cheat and start with that command set. And we can look at that and see that these are the commands for the Robo Racer. Now keep in mind, that just has like a shimmy thing that pushes a single disc out. So there's not a whole lot it can do. Disc drop and then the arm up and down for controlling whether or not the tray is up to just let the disc slide out is basically it. So this is going to have to be a much more complicated command. So we can go through these a little bit. I'm going to widen the window so we can see this stuff. And we can look at pretty much everything that this thing sent out to that. And I'm pretty sure those are all commands. But there are some weird things like that. Oh, this is data in. I don't know why it's sending data back. That's a little concerning. But at least the data out tells us something. You have the hardware serial multiplexer, connect real prolific adapter to XP, route serial through the multiplexer, and then another USB Linux bridge serial port. That sounds awful. What? Why? Why would I do that? They don't have to Wireshark. I'm not even sure that'll work because of how weird it is about driver stuff. That's why I was showing you that it doesn't, that this software does not show the other drives in the system. So you'll see under available drives, it lists all of the drives here. It is somehow identifying that this drive does not exist within this machine. And it also never asks for a COM port. So I can't just pass like a USB serial device of some kind through. It identified this one. So anyone asking anything else about like, how could you do this? I am talking about you, Beta Mink, but just like in general, I don't know how to do any of this. I'm making this up as I go along. I know that looks like a serial command though. So that's what I'm looking at. So here's what I want to do. I want to write down all of these commands, and then I want to shut down this, and then I want to feed those commands in one at a time and see what it does to see if we can figure out what this is doing. So let's go through this.
CHEER 100, making it up as you go. Stream as normal, folks. End of line.
Yeah, I don't know, Hellencroft. I can't really do that right now, though. Does Wireshark support send the line? You were asking a question, I don't know. The amount of time that you have now seen Wireshark on stream here comprises 90% of the time that I've ever run it in my life. Again, Industrial saying, I don't know, conversation filter, follow? No, apply as filter. I mean, sure. So we can filter this destination as well, I think. Selected, no. Wait, those are the only things it sent? Huh. That's way less than I would have guessed. Oh, that could be interesting. How many stepper motors? 2. Rotate and up, down. There is like a solenoid or something for disc grip. There's also a sensor that it knows when it's down on a disc. Kind of like the BL Touch in a 3D printer. It pokes something. So, okay. Let's write down all of these commands and figure this out. See if we can get it to respond in any meaningful way. Okay. New file. ASCII. Okay. Boom. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay. Can I just like... I can't select anything. Okay, we'll just copy as ASCII. Paste. Is that That is adding a carriage return or new line or something. 0A, which one is? Does someone know? Export selected? Yeah, but I don't want all this extra garbage, and there's like 8 of them or 10, whatever. It's not that bad, so we'll just copy and paste them one at a time. I'll save a little bit of time and I'll edit them afterwards, though. Immediately I forgot how to do anything. Copy. That's ASCII. Paste. I don't know what I just did. I did something weird. Copy, ASCII, copy, ASCII, copy, ASCII, copy, ASCII, and copy, ASCII. Okay, boom. Now we get rid of all the garbage in front, which I'm going to guess is just like whatever serial packet handshaking nonsense for the prolific adapter. Because those, I'm betting those are commands. Okay. 0A, so it's line feed. Got it. Okay. So let's think about what this thing does. First, it like resets and wiggles. All right. This doesn't really make sense. This could be something like spindle 1 to drive 1. But we're not doing a spindle 2 to drive 2. That ain't happening. And then we wouldn't redo that. And I don't know what these do. So we got some work to do. Like I said, let's shut down the virtual machine here. This might kill my calibration, which will make me sad, but that's like a different problem. I'm also going to take out the hopper with all of the discs, because this thing is dumb. There's a lot of things I could try, Mach Helix. I want to start with this. We're going to start somewhere, and this is where we're going to start. All right, let's turn this off. I am also going to bump up the resolution of this output now. This was 1280 by 1024, but I am going to make it, you know what? Fine, I'll leave it as that, because complicated. Okay. QCOM is not installed. Cool. One moment. Sudo apt install QCOM. You see nothing. I swear I know how to type. Talking and typing is hard. I'm not able to locate package QCOM. Oh my gosh, I guess I put 2 M's on it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Have a hand on the power switch? Don't assume it has limit switches. I mean, it does. I know it does. But it also does some kind of torque sensing. We'll see. Okay. Failed to fetch some doohickeys. Why? What? Apt update. Why? Do I not have internet for some reason? Why am I in airplane mode? Industrial is saying the other device didn't expect any kind of responses to the driver. It's just one-way commands, go do thing. There is no second step reply or anything. How long have I been sabotaging myself? I mean, like 15 seconds. Hasn't really mattered. Okay, now QCOM. QCOM, okay. All right, pop this over here. Okay, now this is very simple. It's 9600 8N1. Real easy, does show up as USB 0. Boom, we'll open that. Okay, now I'm just gonna copy and paste that in there. We're gonna send it with a line feed, and let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna send this, and we'll see what it does. Let's not click send file. Let's click enter so it sends. Cool. Is that the correct device? It is indeed. Well, okay, maybe we need to send something else. This, go. Well, that's fun. Let's try this. I'm going to unplug and replug it, and I might even go ahead and reboot in a second here, because I had to do wonky stuff to make it work with USB pass-through and WireGuard. So maybe it just isn't happy. Open. Huh. At least it didn't destroy itself. I'd kind of rather it did. Because then I would know that this is doing something. Huh. Okay. It has engaged the motor. Let me restart it. See what it does after that.
Aleratec subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 38 months. And says, I really wish Prime would automatically resubscribe. I just got ads colon left parenthesis. End of line.
But Jago, thank you for the Prime sub and for 38 months there. I appreciate that. And yeah, it would be nice, but they don't want to give you free money if they don't have to. Okay, so this is now unlocked there. Okay. It's not a DB9, DE9 port 1010, or I would. Here's the other thing, okay? So it is mind-numbingly simple to get to the drives. You lift these two things, you push them down, and boom, look, it's the drives. You can get access to them. The serial port board is under this plate. So you have to go in from the bottom to get to that, which means propping this thing on its side or something in such a way that you don't damage the arm and remove the bottom plate on this thing. And surprise, it's not light. So I really don't want to snoop the traffic if I don't have to directly like that. Okay, so it's no longer active. It's still not active. Oh, they're super easy, Matrox. They are very easy. Okay. It is possible there are initialization commands. So if it's not responding here, well, It would have been initialized when I had the software going. Well, what I'm saying is before I restarted this and before I unplugged and replugged it, I had the VM with the real software going. Okay. That initialized it. It was locked. The servos were locked. Then I tried to send it commands and it didn't work. So I don't think there is an initialization process. It is possible there is. A next step is to capture all serial communication during the initialization process, though. I am thinking I want a better capture setup for this, though. Since we're going to be working on this all weekend, we're now going to set up our actual, for real setup now, rather than this nightmare. So, we're going to put this thing over on the 8-inch drive, and we're going to connect it to the workstation computer here rather than my laptop. So let me do a little bit of cleaning and prep here. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing it on the 8-inch drive because I think it's the same size. This is the easy one to get going, by the way. That one's done. Okay. Oh, it's totally rack width. That's hilarious. Why? Dude, that's gonna look so cool once it's all set up and running. The 8-inch drives and the CD robot, all the same size. Okay, so I accidentally bumped the power switch on the capture rack, which turned off the streaming computer. So we're waiting for that to boot again over here, and I will go ahead and not bump that anymore. It's at floor level, so it's super easy to bump. So, oops. All right. I am going to need to copy a Windows XP VM image off of here, and if I can figure out how to export the Vert Manager config, I need to do that as well. So let me grab a drive to use for transferring here. Hopefully, I was going to say hopefully the computer boots normally, but no, it's going to have one of those days. So, time to play the reset lottery. Yay! Okay. So 1 terabyte drive there. Grab this. Okay. So I'm going to use this, transfer my XP image so that we can do sniffering there. Okay. Okay. You know what? It's easy having both hands to do tasks. Okay. Does anyone know where Vert Managers, or I can just launch Vert Manager and see if it like gives me an option to export or something. Okay, so it's pretending like it's gonna boot. Let's see if it boots. It would be cool if it did. That's still pretending. Don't get excited yet. Cannot read WinXP. Why is it owned by root? Why? Why does a virtual machine image need to be owned by root? That's so stupid. Okay, I actually booted here. So let me first off connect to WireGuard. That's right, we're wire sharking our way in. I set up the audio routing. Pop this up. Activate Deck Talk. I hear it. Start OBS. Run normally. Okay. That's correct. Let's just switch over to that camera angle. Okay. Let's not make it tiny. Let's undo whatever I just did. Start recording. And stop here. Boom, is it working? Hey, there we go. Okay, flawless victory.
I will take my glasses off. End of line.
Well, at least I got a recovery system.
I couldn't hear you. Put your glasses back on.
Okay. Why is this owned by root?
Perfect plan. No plan survives contact with the Inermi, or in this case, the Go Live button. End of line. Sleepy developer says CHER.
What all is it reading?
Saw nothing chat. Super secret stuff. End of line. Who says CHER 100 making it up as you go. Stream as normal folks. End of line. Command error in parameter. :PUNCT non-magic contact subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 38 months.
Dr. Doobie, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 12 months there. I appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't get to that sooner. I just like straight up didn't know because the whole thing went. So, okay, I now have permission on the file. Okay. Now relaunch Vert Manager, see if I can export that configuration. Right click. Nope. Why would I ever want to export the thing? That would make sense. File.
And says I really wish Prime would automatically resubscribe. I just got at Chlorocoon says CHER 100 new stream funding target. Molly guard for AgRec. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Alright, it's copying the file over. Give it a moment, then we'll resume nonsense. Not sure what you mean. What would a 4-month streak look like? Okay, grabbing USB cable.
Contact says CHER 100 pseudo version without computer. End of line.
Oh, wait, hello. Okay. How do I load it then? Oh, then it just pasted to the terminal. Okay. All right, I have that now. Create XML file. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for the 100 bits as well. Okay. Willie Ken, it's just serial. We do USB serial stuff literally all the time here. So, yes. Okay, I think it's done copying. All right, ejected the drive. Let's head over to the other machine, which I'll fix in a moment so that you actually see the correct thing. Ah. Wow. The changer is not plugged into power yet, so I'll fix that in a second. Oh, this is going to be confusing. This is going to be fun. Okay. So I want to press boop. Nope. Boop. And there we go. That is Linux. Because, yep. That's been my wallpaper for a while, and that's not going to help things. Okay. So we're going to copy over the drive stuff. So let me just go to my home folder. Just close that. I said my home folder. Let's clear out all of that stuff. Let's make a VM folder. All right. And let me plug in the drive here. All the USB ports are full. Well, it was a nice stream. Okay. Plug it in down there instead. And if you shake the mouse more, it'll show up. Wait a minute. Don't tell me that port's dead. I vetoed a device earlier because I thought that port worked. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Whoops. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, one moment. All right, here we go. So, stuff, folder, go. D-message, I'm not falling for that trick. All right, so we got 3 hours left on the file transfer. Okay. It showed up after I swapped USB ports. All right, while that's going, let me plug the disk robot into power. What's this button thing my foot feels like it's brushing up against? I'm sure it's nothing. Okay. I won't turn it on yet. I know where the power button is. We're nowhere near close to that anyway. All right. Still going. You know what? I could be installing Virt Manager at this time. Sudo apt, that's right, spt apt install Virt Manager. There we go. Baby's first VM initialization control thing. All right, I actually am going to change the wallpaper. Let's see. Let's go with that one had a dark theme. I would do it. You know what? I like this one. Let's go with that. Okay, there we go. Because I was looking at my robot, not having any integrated USB stuff, yanked out dedicated duplicator, said RS-232 IDE. I haven't actually looked inside yet, because as I mentioned earlier, it's really a pain in the butt to get to the electronics. Maybe it's like that. I have a feeling not, though. I suspect it's hardwired. And it's definitely not a whole integrated computer. Yours was that? Oh, yeah, you probably had... so there is a version of this, the AS, not the LS, has the integrated computer that can do standalone. That's what the SA... yeah, it's SA, not LS or AS. Anyway, the SA standalone does have the computer. This one doesn't. It is meant to be tethered only. So, all right.
For a goose as CHEER.
Yeah, that would be why. Okay.
Pain in the butt to open the machine. You are holding the screwdriver with the wrong body part.
And a line.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Chloe. Sudo versh. Okay. Create. Win. XP and then XP dot XML. Perfect. That's exactly what I want it to be. Okay. Failed to open file. I mean, yeah, because I want you to make it. All right, Majenko, this is on you now. What do? Don't name it, just give it the file. Oh, okay, fair enough. Wait. Do I want to maybe not have like 2 periods in the file name? Seems like maybe a smart thing. Okay. Maybe I'll name this what I want it to be as well. Win. No, XML there. Unsupported configuration emulator. QEMU does not support machine type. Well, that sucks. It's weird that a weird limitation matrix. So if it can't do this, then what can it do? I mean, we can try that. I have a feeling this is one of those dumb things. Yeah, cool, okay. QEMU system x8664-H. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot of output. Cool. Okay. Less. Okay, type blah 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 blah. Can I just search for this text in there? Perhaps search this. Nope, that was cool. Don't mind me, just doing totally normal things. Okay. Yeah, 8.2, that's it. That's what we want. There we go. 8.2. Saying 9 maybe? I don't see 9. Wait, there we go. There's other ones. Okay. Trusty or Xennial or whatever. What's the one that I'm in now? LSB_release-A. I'm in Noble. Okay, so maybe we want noble. There we go. Now it'll work. I refuse to read chat and instead do my own thing. And it almost worked. Unsubscribed. It would have worked if it wasn't for those meddling ISOs. Next it's going to tell me your USB devices don't exist. Okay. Oh, well, that's fair. Hold on. XP. Cannot access. Home. Hold on. Home. Bunch of letters. VM, XP. What, is it gotta be root permission? Wait, what if I do sudo chmod 777? All right. Ch own. Let's go. Numbers 109 dot qcal. Okay. Invalid. Ch. How do I set it by numbers? Mod dash h. Preserve root, recursive. Ah, fair, because it should be ch own. That would be why chmod is not working. Aha. And now, drum roll, please. Hey, it's exactly the same. I mean, that looks like probably what you want.
CART 1443S. Subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 37 months, currently on a 37-month streak. And says end of line. End of line.
Card 1443, thank you for the Prime sub and for 37 months. I appreciate that. I knew it was going to be a pain in the butt to migrate this. I just didn't know how much. It's trying to put it in my home because I put it in my home on the other computer where it worked just fine. No issues. Let me go see who owns the other folder. If only someone hadn't just ch owned the folder on this one, I could see what the original file permissions were. But, you know, somebody, I'm not naming names or anything, but somebody changed the file permissions so they could copy this.
Algemet says CHER 100 going to be more like end of computer if it keeps being obstinate, right? End of line.
Okay, so this folder is owned by permissions me. Okay, so everything up to this directory on that is owned by me. How much faster would it be to reinstall XP in a new VM? It would not, because this is a fully legacy updated installation. In case I need to go on the internet to grab anything. It's not trying to overwrite the XML. It doesn't actually save the XML there. Failed to create domain. Cannot. Wait, is that a different error? Failed to create domain. Do I have AppArmor running? You think I know things like this? Storm, it took over an hour to get it fully set up this morning. For this. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the legacy update servers are not fast. I would like to learn how to do this in general so that I can just migrate this machine. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. This was in the search when I clicked the thing. That. I don't know where I just went now. This. There it is. Steps reproduced, cannot doohickey or creating. Wait, creating? Yeah, this. Cannot access storage file, permission denied. Let's see. That all thing looks. Move it into edit the XML to point there. Screw it. Vert. Unable to connect to verify that libvirt daemon is running. Well, this is a new problem. Failed to connect to permission. You know, maybe I should reboot the computer. Let's try that. Restart. If I can't open Virt Manager, then all the other stuff doesn't matter. Ben, I'm going to assume more malice than that. They probably value comments and text like that for AI training now. So, welcome to the dumb future. Since Reddit started blocking the Internet Archive as well, there's like a 20% chance when I open a Reddit thread now that I get a pop-up saying we're detecting weird activity, and then it won't load comments for me on that post. The future. All right. Vert. Hey, okay, that's better. Okay. So let's try this a different way. Manual install. Go. Choose the operating system. Windows, XP. Yes, I want the cool ones that are dead. Okay, go. Memory. 4096. Get out of here, Nextcloud. No one likes you. Okay. 4096. CPUs too. Sure, why not? Okay. Select manage disk doohickey. Okay, we're gonna add a new pool. We're gonna make it a folder. We're gonna go to here, and then we're gonna go to here, and we're gonna go here. We're gonna pick that. Okay, and then we're gonna go here. Hey, look, there's our file. We're gonna choose that. We're gonna go next. The emulator may not have search permissions. You want to correct it? Yes, I do. Exactly that thing. Customize configuration before install. Nah, I'm good. Let's just leave it as is. And beautiful. Who needs to import a thing when you can just, you know, not? Why is it not? Oh, it's so mad now. Why are you not doing the things with the stuff? Let's do properties, settings, 1024 by 768. Apply. There we go. Okay. All of our problems are solved. All right. Now we have the other issue of Wireshark USB. I wonder if I Googled WireGuard USB earlier. XML, what was it for then? Technically, if we go here, you can see like all this stuff. Like we can pick some doodads or whatnot about how this thing works. And there's XMLs here that are representative of that section. You can modify those to do like different things, but they also have like a GUI that just modifies the values here. We were just going to import all of my settings from the other machine, but instead we didn't. Also, I need to max this out with USB host redirects. So we're gonna USB redirection, add, and then add hardware, USB redirection, add, and then add hardware, USB redirection, and add. And we can't add any more because they're nerds and they don't like you having too much fun. So yeah, we can't do that anymore. But hey, that's not too bad there. Okay. So this is the things with the stuff. Okay, so we can shut this down actually. So let's go here. For the record, let's make sure this still runs. We don't want smart disk. We want dumb disk. We want recorder. Want to do real USB sniffing with Wireshark? Build one of these. I don't want to. I just want to find the serial command. Yes, that still runs perfect. Okay. I swear I just heard like the weird China device voice. Okay, turn off. Boom. Okay, and night night. Okay, now we're gonna set up all the stuff for Wireshark. All right, add user to groups Wireshark. Oh wait, hold on. First off, sudo apt install Wireshark. Okay. I'm sure it's really simple board. I have full confidence that we can see all of the serial commands that we're going to need here. We just need to do this. We have not exhausted anywhere near enough options to start looking into other things. It is absolutely not necessary yet. All right. Should non-super users be able to capture packets? Yes, those are the coolest users. Okay. All right. Next, we already did that. The next two commands need to be rerun after every reboot. We're about to reboot, so I don't think we want to do that yet because the add user Wireshark never works unless you reboot. So, all right, let's reboot now. Go. Okay. I mean, you can use whatever you like, Majenko, and all my time I have never had a good reason to try and reverse engineer a serial device connected over USB, so I have never felt a desire to do this. Literally, the only other thing I've ever wanted to use Wireshark for was to try and figure out what the packet structure was of Hydro Thunder, and then I immediately lost any interest because it wouldn't matter anyway. You know, this machine reboots quickly, at least. It's kind of surprising since it's a Threadripper. All right, I think I can shut down my laptop now. All right, and I can power on the disk changer. Okay. Let's bring back this. Okay. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Okay, so now we run.
The developer says CHEER 100 sudo apt install universe dash warning out of cheese error. Hit any key to reboot existence. End of line.
Sleepy, thank you for the 100 bits. There we go. Okay, let's just make Nextcloud happy this time. Mod probe, USB mod, operation not permitted. Well, what if I wear a mustache when I do it? Huh? Okay. And then we do that. Boom. Okay. Now we're ready to shark some wires. LS, USB. This stuff is not showing up. There we go. Okay, it's on device bus 5, okay, which is real busy. Maybe not device bus 5. Let's plug it in down here where I think it'll be the only one. Device bus 1. Which also has the ports on the back. Asus Tech. What on earth? Human interface. Is that from the motherboard? Cypress. Like, what is that? Oh, it's RGB nonsense. Ugh, gross. Well, I can't unplug that. Fine, whatever. Close enough.
27 months. End of line.
Industrious saying, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for 27 months. I appreciate that.
Tier 1. They've subscribed for 38 months. And
Just
says
colon.
End of line.
That's real. Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 38 months. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so RGB, whatever, that's probably not going to do anything, or it's going to be spitting garbage out all the time.
Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 43 months, currently on a 43-month streak. And says, looks like I'm just in time for the fun part. End of line.
Oh yeah, everything has gone perfectly up until now. Why is the USB stuff not showing up? JJ, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 43. That's this many, which is one more than 42 would have been had I realized how fun that was. Yeah, we got all the stuff here. Did I rerun these commands after we rebooted? USB mon, USB set farts. Okay, I think I did. So why? We already did mod probe USB mon right there. You see, it even said I needed sudo, and I did it again, and then it worked. So Wireshark. It's not accessing anything. Okay, so that works. So why? It's not like I need to do it again, right? No. Okay, let's make sure it didn't do anything wonky. Wait a minute, hold on. Groups. Blah, 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 blah. Libvirt. Oh, wait a minute. Add group Wireshark did not take. Why? Okay, well, at least we figured it out. Boom. All right, reboot. There we go. Yeah, in theory, log out, log back in, but you know what's safer? Just rebooting. And so yeah, JJ, it is you need the mod probe USB monitor kernel module to be able to do it in Linux. So you have to make sure you start that every single time you go to do Wireshark stuff. So we're gonna have to rerun sudo mod probe USB mon and then the whatever fact controller nonsense for allowing the non-super user to read that stuff. And then when we go to start up the virtual machine, I'm actually gonna have to run USB M something dash X to allow USB redirect to work as well. So it's fun. All right. So mod probe USB mon go. Set user can do thing go. Groups, just to double check. We're in Wireshark. Okay. Wireshark. And drum roll. There we go. USB. Yay! USB stuff. Woo. Okay, so LS USB. We are bus 1. And that's Nextcloud saying, hey, I would like to log in again because you disabled the KDE wallet and I won't store my own cookies because I'm dumb. Okay. So we have that. All right. So this is bus 1 for that stuff. So we'll just go ahead and pop on over to there. Linux is itself looking like it's just hitting the SCSI stuff constantly for some reason. So that's cool. We'll go ahead and stop that for now because we don't care. And then we can go to Virt Manager and we can start this now. And it said we can start it now. And then while that's going, I'm going to try and figure out what the USB command is. Oh, that's it right there, X. That's all I needed. So now I can go virtual machine, redirect USB device. We're going to connect prolific, doohickey, that drive, and that drive. Boom. And now just to test, we're going to start the thing. And while that's going, I'm going to bring up the camera controller here so that I can click this button so you can see it. Okay. Now back over here, I'm going to go to recorder, robotics. Please automatically find it. Please. I guess I feel like it's not, and then the calibration isn't going to persist. And I don't know how to reload calibration. While we're here, for grins and giggles, this came out in 2007, all right? It has drivers for Vista, but when you look in the folder, they're actually for Windows XP 64, which I don't think I have ever seen anything have drivers for XP64. That wasn't like an NVIDIA card. So that's crazy. Oh, yes, it did it. Okay. So let's test. Let's pretend like it's not going to completely suck here, and we're going to hit test the robot. So let's see if it actually works. I have no real way of interrupting it if it's going to fail. So this is risky, but let's do it. Let's find out. Okay. That's the correct calibration. Okay, so this is going to work. So it's going to pick up a disk from here, plop it in the drive, close the drive, go, yes, that is a CD. Then it's going to kick it out, and it's going to put it into that hopper over there. Okay, so the setup has been replicated. Beautiful. Okay. Gonna try to teach it to feed floppies into the 8-inch drive too. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. So that's our goal. I want to be able to do that, but from Linux. All right. So back over to here. We're gonna tell it, yes, you're a good robot. Give it head pats, and now we're gonna shut this down entirely because I want to fully capture the complete initialization process from start to finish and see what we get. All right. Oh, okay. So we're going to start capturing, close, continue without saving, and here we go. Full thing, start to finish. No XP sounds? You want to install sound card drivers? Because I sure don't. All right, let it figure itself out. All right. Dropix recorder. The emulation is perfect for this use case. Recorder, robotics. Stop. Okay. Take 2. Start capture. This thing. We will start this, and then while it's going, redirect USB. We want this, 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 and this. Okay. I don't want to use the software, so it doesn't really matter if Wine supports it or not. Actually, isolating it in XP, I'm kind of okay with. Okay, so now we can see, yep, all that fun stuff is there. So now I'm going to start the software. Hopefully, it didn't forget what my robot is now. Recorder, robotics. Okay, we are now capturing the initialization process. And it got it. Okay. Test. So it's doing its thing over here now. The calibration looks correct. And there we go. So now, I'm going to wait for it to stop moving completely. There it is. And that is the entirety. So stop capturing. Okay. I am going to save this, I guess. Save as... I don't know what that file name is, but sure, you know what? Full boot. Hold on. Make a folder. Wire shark, not guard. Okay, and then make a folder. Aleratec auto publisher ls. So full system boot and test. Save. Okay. I think we can kind of pass through USB access. Hold on. What? So I'm passing through USB. I just haven't installed the sound drivers because I don't care. Real fun starts when you start to need a Wireshark or WireGuard. Yeah. Okay, so now what we can do, we can go to this. We can see that USB device 4 on bus 1 is our serial port. So let's just sort. We can't sort by destination because it's a pain in the butt. So let's filter only USB bulk outs. All right, now we'll sort our destination. And we'll find 1, 4. Perfect. These are the only commands that were sent the whole time to this USB device. So that one is new. Same command again. And then these look right there. That appears to be where I started it. So these may be some kind of initialization process here. So these are the commands that I believe that are being sent by the driver. So if we do a source and we look at 1.4, our responses never contain postfix data. I think that is always just serial response data. None of that is actually like the actual hardware. I don't think it's never sending actual data back. So I'm pretty sure, again, these are all of our commands. Shame doesn't appear to have decoding USB, CDC, or whatever the prolific thing is using, because it might be doing fun stuff with the handshaking lines to wake the device up. That would be a nightmare. But we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to do the same thing here again. I'm going to copy these all into a text file, because this is going to be a slightly more complete one. So that's weird. Right-clicking it on this just directly does it as that. As ASCII. Sure. Paste. That's not as ASCII. Copy. Not sure what you mean by I need one of the options higher up. Copy bytes as, I mean, show text based on, I can't copy it as ASCII this time? No, I think that's decoding is that, and JJ is right. That's how it's decoded. So we can copy as hex and ASCII, but we can't just copy as ASCII. Lame. Ugh. I don't want that. I'm going to guess this is an older version of Wireshark that I was running on my laptop. So that's cool. Base 64 string. What does that look like? That doesn't look like anything I want. C string. Still not very good, and includes all the other garbage. So if I disable hover highlighting, why does it... Wait a minute. It treats this as different. Leftover capture data, USB herb, and then leftover capture data. Oh, that's different, whatever that is. Copy. Wait a minute. Well, that's better. I'll take that. Okay. We'll go with that. So it sends N1, N2. Then we get to that thing. And then we appear to be back to what we saw before. That laptop is already shut off, so I can't see. Ooh, I wonder if the period is important. Wait a minute. 0A. No, 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 no. That's not a period. Why are you trying to trick me like that? No, the replies are not all coming from that. I can sort and see replies coming from 4.2 as well. It looks like just as many replies as things it sends. Those are the drives. I suspect that the software is constantly querying the drives to determine that they're the special Aleratec blessed drives. This is terrible. What did I just do? I didn't do what I wanted to do, that's for sure. Copy. ASCII dump and text. Does this do alt select? No, why would it? That would be cool. Okay. Drat, I lost my count. We're on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Copy. ASCII dump. This one. Copy. ASCII dump. Well, good news. Oh, no, these commands don't all look the same. Or it missed one. No. They are definitely the exact same commands as last time. 100% guaranteed. So that was more than I bargained for. So it's consistent in what we get. Okay. USB also sends an acknowledger for every message. That makes sense. Yeah, Ben, I think that might also be it. Does the software do something when closed exit? I don't know, but now we have these, which we didn't have before. So let me just really quick save this here. Wireshark, Aleratec. Call it this, but commands.txt. Okay, I'm going to save that. And now be prepared to see the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your entire life. I know you've all heard of awk before. It's a really handy thing that allows you to import data. Well, we're not using that because we're going to use this, which other space. That's not how that works, huh? Well, that kind of sucks. All right, never mind. We'll just do it the even dumber way. It's there, don't worry. Save, sure, whatever. Yes, overwrite. Boop. 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 Doop. Do. Do. Such good data filtering. Okay, let's get rid of all these stupid periods at the end. And there we go. There are our initialization commands. I'm good. I solved it. Okay. On this computer, I definitely already have QCOM installed. So, that's there. But I need to go. I'm going to hit OK on that, and then I'm going to shut this machine down, turn off, okay, which should release the redirected USB devices. Okay. And now, settings, 9600, 801, okay, that all looks correct. It is USB that thing, go. Okay, so let's see what happens when we send it this. We'll just do line feed. Go. We got a response back. That's curious. Okay. That's something. And then we send this. We got a different response back. Okay. And then we send this. And we got the same response back. And then we send this. And we get the same response back.
That is X gifted a tier 1 sub to us, and they have given 15 gift subs in the channel. End of line.
And then we send this, and it just it doesn't do anything. But hey, this is better than it was on the other machine. Swarm, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. Okay, now I have an idea. Let's do this, but add an exclamation point. Okay, I didn't like that. What if we do carriage return line feeds? Maybe we know better than the other thing. Nope. Okay. Intriguing. I feel like this is it saying, hey, I'm sending you data, and then this is like the data block right there. Why is there an O in there? That's awful. Maybe I should turn it off and attempt to manually reinitialize it? I wonder if the calibration data is saved internally or something, because it didn't seem to resend any calibration data. All right, open. Fine, was it USB 1 now? Open, okay. So we're gonna send this. Let's see what we get back. The same exact complaint. Send the same one. Yeah, this isn't working. Okay. But what if I get rid of this, send file, just line feed. So these were all the USB outputs. Yeah, yours is a lot easier, Matrox. This is a whole lot more complicated. Huh. These were not only the only commands sent to that device, they were the only commands sent to any USB device during the whole initialization process. That's what this was, JJ. Everything from here on is what it sends to do the test routine, where it picks up a disk, puts it in the tray, and then picks it back out of the tray and puts it in there. And we did this exact same thing earlier, but I didn't capture the boot as well. These are the exact same commands it sent last time for that. What could I be missing? It is sending the exact same thing every time. Record you sending, not the app sending. Guess. So if I send this, why did that not work? It's 1.9. Let's clear the filter. And that was it. So that's what an output looks like. You know, I don't actually know that it's 9608N1. Okay, apparently that wasn't the only output. I just am stupid. This was, what, 10, 9, something? Was it 4 for this? I don't remember. Frame length. I don't want frame length. There we go. 4.2. Okay. So, whatever this is the same every time. USB URB ID. What? Submit. URB ID. What on earth does that mean? How open are you to other approaches capturing the data? Let me ask you this. What do you think is invalid about this data capturing method? I mean, the fact that we're getting an intelligible response makes me think it is 9608N1, and the fact that it has literally no reason to go faster, because it's not like it sends you any actual data through serial. That seems reasonable, Ben. We can look at that. I mean, how big of a pain in the butt is that going to be to install right now? Hold on, I got to run that stupid USB command again. I have putty. We can use that. COM1, 9600. Okay. So, capture, continue without saving. This is data. So the problem with that, I think, is that we're only going to get like one character at a time. So stop, if even. I want to filter bulk out. Why are you not filtering this bulk out? Do it. Okay, there we go. Sort by destination. Why did that not capture anything? Oh, it's probably set up a different network card. Hold on. Nick. No. That. Apply. Yeah. Bookmark, because I don't want to type again. Turn off. Now, whatever the default thing is, the vert manager, prox, whatever, QEMU wants to use, doesn't actually work under XP. So I got to set it to what ends up being the exact same network card as the Tiny Pentium. Mr. X, that's what we are kind of working on towards, I think. Google.com. There we go. Okay, bookmarks. Let's go here and a save file. Yep, run. Not a valid. Well, Ben, you lied. Sorry. Do you think Portmon's gonna work though? We got 10 minutes. You got 5. Why did this stop working? You know what, let's just close all the Wiresharks really quick. Because I don't trust anything now. Hold on. Portmon. Oh, cool. Portmon because it's out of date. Got it. HD. This. But we just swap the O and the R and then add a T. Then we run it. Go. Hey, what do you know? It started. I agree. Sure. Oh, this looks familiar. I guess I didn't have something like this, but I probably had something similar. Oh, that one got killed. This is why I hate letting Windows touch my files. Nearsoft is a similar thing to this, I think. Okay, so now what? File. What do I... Capture. Ports. COM1. Serial. Okay. Virtual machine. Redirect. Prolific. This, and this. Close all that. Capture. Ports. Okay, I'm going to restart the thing, assuming that it probably wants that. Oh, do you just run it? Okay, capture, ports, COM3. So is it just going to live capture? I don't have to do anything else? I'm just going to assume yes and start the software. You betcha. Whoa, why is that so much garbage? That's concerning. Watch. It's got some kind of like port knocking thing where it has to request reads to a bunch of bits to do the initialization. Okay. Filter. Filter. Exclude, but like, okay, hold on, exclude. How do I do a filter? Got a right, and then it wrote, oh, we haven't seen that one. What? How is that new? And then it sent a response that's very similar to what we were getting. So is it doing this to try and identify what it is, and then maybe it rate 9600, 1, parity none, 8. Okay, so it is 8 and 1. The most boring possible configuration. Sets it again, I guess. And then that we caught. We did not see that. We sent that command, C0, 8, 9, and 1, but we did not get this response back. A shake 1 and then a shake 2. What do you mean? Shake 1, shake 0. Shake 1, 1. What do you mean a DTR flash? Is it changing parity to even? Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, okay. Parity even. Interesting. So maybe it's testing? So it's 9608E1. And then it continues to send data. Maybe, Ben. I want to try setting it to 8E1 though, and then sending it commands. Yeah, this was way more applicable than WireGuard. Yep, that's right, WireGuard. I just, whatever. Save. Save. Let's call this Aleratec. Okay, and then cancel, close this. Oh, I want to see something. Nextcloud doesn't work in Firefox, like what, 3? Oh, wow, 52. That's way newer than I would have guessed. I was going to upload it to my server that way. But no, it got to be all complicated like. I don't know how I'm going to get this file out of here now. So that's cool. But there it is. It's right there. There's data. Yippee. Okay, let's shut this down. I'm going to try 8E1 and then send data and see what we get. And then we'll wrap it up. Tomorrow we will continue along with this methodology. Okay. It's now USB 0, open. Okay, then we close it. And then we set it to 8E1, open. Okay, then we're going to send this. We got a different thing back. Hello. We send this. We got another different thing back. We send this. It just initialized. I'm going to send a command. What's up? Okay. I'm going to send another command. Well, that didn't work. I think it wanted to hit the drive. Hold on. Let me try sending that first one. You know what? I got a better idea. Let me go here. No. Go there. Okay. So that's home position. Okay. Then I'm going to open this. And then I'm going to tell it this. No, I'm going to tell it this. Which finds the correct thing. Okay. Then I'm going to tell it this, which it didn't like. Okay. Then I tell it this. And then I tell it this. And then I tell it this. And then I tell it this. Yeah! I think the way it works is we program it which drive we want it to go in, and then we tell it to sequence, to follow the sequence. So I think we program a sequence, and then we tell it to actualize the sequence. Or maybe, let me try just stuffing the next long one in and see what happens. Oh. Maybe not then. Maybe I could do this and have it put a disk from this hopper to the drive directly. Yes. And then have it put it back in the other one. Oh, hello. I like this. So let's modify this. All right. Pick it up from this, put it in the tray. All right, let's try and get a little cheeky. Let's see if we can have it put it in the other hopper. So I've been running a command that ends in a 3. I'm going to try changing it to a 2. Close enough. Boom! All right. Ooh, I have an idea. I got an idea. I'm gonna have it pick up one of its discs. How did this work? So I was sending. Okay, I got an idea. If I do this, will it take from the third spindle? No. Ooh, I don't know what this is gonna do. This might actually be bad. Oh, that puts it in the bottom drive. Okay. So if I do this, it's gonna take from the third tray and put it in the top drive. Cameron, that is exactly what I want to do. Okay, well, we got to figure it out now, basically. Now it's just actually implementing it. Boom. Whoa, right at the end of the possible time. We've got it. Okay. We will investigate this more tomorrow. I will come up with an overlay that allows you to see this and the thing at the same time, because that's going to be kind of important. So yeah, all right. Tomorrow, we implement this in the software. Oh yeah, let's go. Well, I don't think that could have gone any better. Do you need the calibration stuff too? That's going to be a little more complicated. We can do a capture of the full calibration process, but what I'm probably going to do is just put the original software up on archive.org and tell you to run that for the calibration, because it seems like it does store it in the machine, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this is gonna be sweet. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. We are totally gonna be able to directly control that for CD ripping. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. I didn't actually think we were gonna make that much progress today. Way to pull it out at the end, yeah. I do definitely have to give a shout out to Ben for telling me to use the other software. The only thing that we changed really was looking for what the actual serial port configuration was. So we just needed to change the parity from none to even, which is so weird, but it worked. So there we go. But yeah, we are gonna have to call it there. So I'm gonna run the outro here. That's not the outro. That's the outro. All right. Yeah, okay. Tomorrow, we better understand the commands. We start cataloging the commands, what they do, how they work, figuring out what the stuff is. I'm pretty sure already a home command has been identified. Definitely a load drive from hopper into drive command. I think we need to find if there is a hopper to hopper command. That one might be a little more difficult to get the software to give us. I want to go through the calibration process with the machine, because one thing I would like to do is interrupt the drop routine. I would like to see if I could manually control it to pick up discs, but more specifically, I want it to be manually controlled to drop them. Because you'll notice when it goes to drop a disc, it goes over the hopper that just says, okay, bye, good luck. I would like to have it lower down and then drop it from closer to the bottom, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot to do, and we can actually figure out how to do it. Yes! So exciting. All right. But yeah, yes, we could need to recalibrate after a while, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, that is all for today. If you enjoyed this stream, you definitely want to check out tomorrow, because we're going to be doing this all weekend. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon, or get a shirt like this one. But that's going to be it for today, and I will see you all. Symphony, thank you for the Prime sub, and for the first time there. I appreciate that. But thank you all for being here, and I will see you next time. I didn't have the printer ready. There it is. Well, Ben, I really did think we were going to figure it out. I just didn't think we would actually get it done today. So I am pretty excited about that.